So I was doing a live stream for YouTube clients and people interested in starting on YouTube today. And I kept on getting the same types of questions, which were things like, what camera do you use? Or what software do you use to edit? Or what's your mic? Or just all kinds of stuff like that, right? Or, sometimes I'd get a little bit more advanced questions like, oh, how do you edit thumbnails and how you do stuff like that? But I just realized, I was going to do a certain presentation. I just realized like I need to tell people the truth because all of the other YouTube gurus focus on stuff that really doesn't matter. And they will tell people about stuff like, basically they're telling people what they want to hear, right? So people might think like, oh, there's some type of setting inside of the YouTube studio that you need to change. And if you change that setting, you're magically going to start to get views. Or they think like, oh, I just need that mic. I need, the right mic. Or I need, the right camera, the right lens. And then magically, I'm just going to start to get views. And none of that's true, right? None of that's true. What really matters on YouTube is the ideas for your YouTube videos. And these are ideas that either get views, or if you have some type of data or intel and you just happen to know, these are ideas that make money, ideally. Because generally speaking, videos that get more views make more money. But with that being said, there's a lot of video types and video topics that you can talk about where you might only get a few hundred views or a few thousand views, but you're making an insane amount of money per 1,000 views. I have clients that make $10,000 per 1,000 views, even $20,000 or $30,000 in rare cases, okay? And then I have clients who, when they came in, they were only making $10 or $20 per 1,000 views, right? So you can literally make like 100, 200, 300 times more per 1,000 views if you target the right ideas. It's a little harder to find those ideas. So generally speaking, you're going to want to be making videos on the right ideas. That's one of the most important things to do. And you're going to want to do that consistently, right? I'm not talking about making a video every 3 months or making a video every month or even making a video every 2 weeks. You need to be making a video absolute bare minimum once per week, okay? And what I recommend is 2 or 3 times per week. 3 times is perfect. Now you might be thinking, okay, so if what matters is the idea of the video, because the idea is the thing that makes or breaks your video, and then you need to upload videos consistently, how do you do that? Because a lot of people watching this are probably busy business owners, maybe you're YouTubers that are spending a ton of time making your YouTube videos. So how do you make videos consistently? Because you might be thinking, well, it takes me 20 or 30 hours to make a video. And maybe if you have an editor, it's still probably taking like 10 hours to make a video. And then how are you going to focus on other parts of your business? Well, the way you do it is by having a system for making really good content consistently. And that is the key that almost everybody is missing, because you need to have good video ideas. But in order to find the good ideas, you have to test out a bunch of ideas. And in order to test out a bunch of ideas, you have to consistently upload videos. And in order to consistently upload videos, you have to have a system for consistently uploading those videos. Because here's the thing. You can think about this almost like a baseball analogy. In order, like let's just say the greatest baseball hitter ever, right? They're up at bat and they're taking swings. And they hit 40%, which would be like, I think that's like the greatest ever. I think the greatest ever is like 39% or something. They hit the ball 40% of the time. Absolutely insane. If that person is only swinging the bat 1 time per month, if they're swinging the bat 1 time and you're swinging the bat 3 times per week, which would be 12 to 13 times per month, even if you are the worst hitter in the entire MLB, right? The worst professional hitter of all time, you only hit the ball like 10% of the time. If you swing the bat 12 or 13 times, when the other person is only swinging the bat 1 time, even if you're terrible, you're going to hit the ball way more times. You're going to get way more runs, right? It's just that simple. It's just a numbers game. Everything in life, to some extent, is a numbers game. And there's nothing stopping you from uploading a ton of videos to YouTube. It's not like there's a limit to the videos that you can upload, right? And so YouTube is an uncapped numbers game, okay? So the only logical thing to do here, especially if you're first starting on YouTube, right? If you already have a 1 million subscriber channel, sometimes it actually does make sense to, focus more on videos and upload less videos. That's exactly what Mr. Beast does. He has like 1 million videos, but I've heard gurus say this before and they say, oh, if you're new to YouTube, that's what you should be doing too. Absolute bullshit. That's not what you should be doing at all, okay? In reality, YouTube is a numbers game. And when you first start, you need to be uploading a ton of videos to figure out what the best ideas are, what the best formats for you to make videos are, what type of videos you actually like making, right? And a bunch of other things, your editing style, your presentation style, how you write scripts, if you even write scripts at all. For this video, I have 0 script, right? All of these things, you need to figure these things out. And in the process of doing all that, by the way, you're going to level up your skill, right? So by the time you get to the point where you've made 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 videos, you're gonna be so infinitely better than when you started making videos that it's not even gonna be funny. Quick story, when I first started on YouTube, I had an accountability buddy and we were both planning on making successful YouTube channels. And this accountability buddy took 3 months to make his first YouTube video. In that same amount of time, I consistently uploaded 1 video per week, even though I was very busy and I didn't really know what I was doing at the time. My videos were terrible, but I consistently uploaded 1 video per week and I used the Pareto principle, the 80-20 principle. I focused on the 80% that matters. Usually there's 20% of the actions that get 80% of the results. So I focused on those 20% of the actions, only the things that actually mattered, only the things that were the most important. And so I was able to make videos significantly faster than him. And so even though I only put 20% effort into each video, so I was each video was like maybe 80% of the best that I could do at the time. My 12th video was better than his first video, even though he put 100% effort into that video. My 12th was better than his first. Now, my first wasn't as good as his first because we were about the same, right? We were about the same skill level. We both didn't know anything about YouTube. So my first video was not as good as his first video because I only put 80% effort into my first video, whereas he put 100% effort into his first. And so by the time I got to my 12th video, my skill level, I had leveled up in terms of skill, and my 12th video was significantly better than his first video. Even though we'd probably both spent the same amount of time working on YouTube, my 12th video was significantly better, but he tried to make his first video perfect, which is impossible because his skill level was too low. Think about it like this. Imagine if you started off going to the gym with someone who was absolute equal strength level, and then over that 3-month period, you consistently went to the gym multiple times per week, every single week, and they went to the gym a total of 1 time. When you both went to the gym, if you guys maxed out on chest, like let's just say you worked out your chest once a week for 3 months and you guys were the same strength level when you first started, you could barely try at the end of those 3 months, like barely putting in any effort, and you would be able to max out at a much higher weight than his first try. Even though he puts 100% effort, like he gave it everything he had, 100% effort, and he maxed out on bench press. And then you only give 80% effort, you would still be lifting significantly more than him. Why? It's a skill issue, right? You made gains during that time. You skilled up, you leveled up during that time, and he didn't because he wasn't consistently going to the gym, right? And it's the same thing with YouTube. With YouTube, people think that because there's that off chance, like that lottery shot chance, that you might put out one video and just blow up, right? There's always that lottery chance. That happens 1 in 100 million times or something, right? And because of the fact that there's that tiny little 0.001% chance that might happen, people think, oh, I should put a ton of effort into my videos because there's a tiny little chance that the video is going to take off. When in reality, it's much more like the gym example, where you're not going to get stronger, you're not going to have a better body, you're not going to be more fit unless you consistently go to the gym. And the person who consistently goes to the gym, even though they're not putting in nearly as much effort, they barely trying, they can lift a hell of a lot more than the person who doesn't go to the gym and they just went to the gym 1 time. And it's the same exact thing with YouTube. So not only are you stacking the odds in your favor by consistently uploading, and you're also making the algorithm happy and you're making your audience happy because they can expect you to upload every week. But on top of that, you are leveling up whenever you consistently upload. So what you should be focusing on is talking about the right ideas, things that people actually care about on YouTube. And of course, you'd use the icon method to do that. I've made many videos about how to use the icon method. Look them up on my channel. So that gives you the best shot. But even with the icon method, it's it's still, you're going to have to do a bunch of videos before you find that winning idea and the winning format of the types of videos that you want to, make into the future, right? So even if you use the icon method, it goes from, a very tiny percentage chance to much higher percentage. But you still need to consistently upload to find the right video ideas. And then when you find that right video idea, you upload over and over and over again. So for me, I was able to hit the winning video idea within my first 10 or 15 videos, which I was talking about college degrees, right? The most useless degrees was the first video that really took off for me. And once that one video took off, a lot of my other videos started, it's kind of like a popcorn bag, right? One popcorn pops, it's like pop, 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 and then they all start popping. Because when one video takes off, you're going to send a ton of views to a different video on other videos on your channel, right? Especially videos that are of similar topics. And so when one video started taking off, a few weeks later, another video started taking off because that video was sending views to the second video, et cetera, et cetera. And then of course, what I did is I doubled and tripled down on those topics that I knew were winning topics, right? I started making more videos on college degrees. And also, the reason people want to get a good college degree is so they can get a good job. So I made more videos on getting good jobs, and the rest is history. Now I have a 1 million subscriber channel, right? But that would have never happened if every single time I was trying to hit a home run video. That would have never happened. I consistently uploaded. First, it was once a week. And then, after I was comfortable with that, I started doing 3 times a week. But consistent uploading is the secret to having success on YouTube. Because let's just say there's a 1% chance of success. With the baseball example, there's a 40% chance. Let's just say that's like Mr. Beast. He's the GOAT of YouTube, right? 40% chance, even with a brand new channel, 40% chance he has a successful video. Not even a 10%. Let's say there's a 1% chance that you have a successful video, a video that takes off. And then once that video takes off, you're set, because a lot of the other videos are going to start to take off, and you're going to double down on that topic and make more videos about that topic. So you're almost guaranteed to get more views because you've confirmed that people want to view, they want your opinion on that topic, right? You are a good match for that topic and they want to hear what you have to say. So you should talk more about that topic, right? But on top of that, if you upload 3 videos a week for an entire year, that's 156 videos. So the chances, if at a 1% chance, the chances that you hit on one of those 156 videos is basically like what, 99%, something like that, right? It's like very, very high, extremely high chance, like 97%, something like that. It's 1% over and over again. You're gonna hit. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time before you hit on one of those videos. Okay? So if Mr. Beast swings one time, and let's just assume he's unknown, right? Like nobody knows who he is. He's just a brand new anonymous channel. He has a 40% chance of success because he's the GOAT. He's the best ever at YouTube. If you swing 156 times in a year, you have a better chance, a significantly better chance of hitting than if he just swings the bat one time, right? Another analogy for this, let's just say like you don't watch baseball. Basketball analogy. A lot of people watch basketball all across the world. Steph Curry, probably the best 3-point shooter of all time. Let's just say Steph Curry shoots a half-court shot. Maybe he has a 20% chance of hitting it, and that's insanely good, right? 20% is awesome. If you shoot 156 half-court shots, even if you're the worst shooter ever, chances are one of them is going to go in. You just shoot it in the general direction of the hoop, one of them is going to go in if you shoot it 156 times, even if you're awful at it. So you're going to have a higher chance of hitting if you take 156 shots than Steph Curry if he just takes one shot. Think about that. It's a numbers game, guys. There's so many things. There's chance, there's probability, there's bad luck, there's good luck, there's chaos, there's things that happen in the world. There could be a million reasons why. It could be a great idea, but the idea's time just hasn't come. Right? It's kind of like people who jump off of bridges with some type of flying contraption. They were right because they believed that humans could fly just like birds. They were right. It was the right idea, wrong time. The technology just wasn't there yet. So they were right in a sense that we can fly like birds, but it was the wrong time. Okay? So you could have a great idea, but it's not the right time for it. Or you're just not the right person. You don't have the right, you don't have the right personality. Like there's just something off. There's a million little things that could go wrong. And so instead of trying to be a perfectionist and just get every little thing right, just let math be on your side. Let numbers be on your side, because everything is a numbers game. And if you can just consistently upload videos that have a decent chance of doing well, making sure that your quality is just good enough, right? 8 out of 10, but good enough quality that doesn't take a lot of time, effort, and money is better than 10 out of 10, but it takes a ton of time, effort, and money, and you're probably gonna have to save up money to buy a camera and blah, blah, blah. Okay? 8 out of 10 is good enough when it comes to quality, right? So just make videos, and your quality is going to get better over time anyways, as you upgrade and as you figure out how you can do things better. Your quality is going to get better over time. So this is the biggest thing. You need to have good video ideas. That's the most important thing that's going to make or break your video on an individual level. But in order to find those good video ideas, you have to upload consistently. And in order to upload consistently, you have to be able to make videos efficiently. And in order to make videos efficiently, you have to have a system for making videos efficiently. On my main channel, I only have to spend 1 hour per week to maintain that channel because I have a system. I have a killer system that I've developed over years and years to do that, right? And this is a system that, I even reveal the flow chart to people of basically how this system works. You can check it out down in the description in the pinned comment below. I have a flow chart that just literally shows exactly how this system works. It's something that I've perfected over time to save, 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 1 hour there, and just streamline the workflow so that I can effectively and efficiently make videos. And if you don't have a system like that, especially if you're a busy person, you're like a business owner, you don't have time to spend a ton of time making YouTube videos. So you need a system where you can make these videos efficiently, quickly, and it doesn't take very much of your time, right? Ideally, the only thing you're doing is recording the video. Some of my clients even take themselves out of the video recording process and they just have other people, their employees, to record the videos for them, right? Like my client Thomas, he completely took himself out of his 8-figure business and the YouTube video process by having other people record the videos for him, right? Or my client Davis did the same exact thing. He took himself completely out of his 7-figure business and now his employees record the videos for him. That's really the secret. Now, most of my clients, by the way, do record their own videos, okay? Because it's part of building your personal brand, right? You want to build up your personal brand. You want to get yourself out there. Every time you record a video, it's like you're giving a speech to, potentially thousands or millions of people, right? So obviously you want to build your personal brand. And that's kind of the whole point of everything, right? Is to build your personal brand. So most of my clients don't do that, just to be clear on that. But a few of the clients do actually want to do that. They have a portfolio of companies. They're just too busy. They just want other people to make the videos for them, right? And so this is the real secret, guys. Having a system that allows you to consistently create content without spending that much of your time, effort, or money. That is the secret, okay? And everything else, if you nail that, everything else will just take care of itself. The video ideas, you'll try a bunch of video ideas, you'll find the one that work, you'll do more of what works, you'll do less of what doesn't work, and eventually you'll have a video pop off. Once that video pops off, a bunch of your other videos will pop off, and then you just keep doing more of what works and doing less of what doesn't work. And that is how you grow on YouTube, right? But it all starts with having an effective system for creating content. And that's the thing that so many people screw up on. So if you want to learn how to create an effective system, there is the free flow chart down the description in the pinned comment below. But if you want to save a massive amount of time, if you're money rich but time poor, I highly recommend you book a call with us. We'll figure out what you're doing right now, what your goals are. We'll make a plan on how we can get you from where you are right now to your goals. And then we'll see if we're a good fit to work together. We only accept about 12 to 18%, depending on the month, of the people that apply. But people that do apply, we've gotten insanely good results. I have case study after case study after case study on this channel. I have an entire playlist of case studies, which I'm consistently adding to, and you can check those out as well. But yeah, highly recommend, book a call. It'll be a super valuable 45-minute session, whether or not you end up working with us. But I highly recommend that you book a call down below. And also, check out this video right here. Speaking of my clients, check out this video right here of Sean Dolwitt, who started off making about $30K a month. He was stuck between 10 to 30K per month. And within 9 months, he scaled all the way up to 500 to 600K. Last month, he did about 650K per month. During the interview, he was doing about 500K per month within 9 months, okay? And he did it by building out a system, okay? So check that out by clicking right here.